This call to order. I'm going to do the roll. Commissioner Strike,
Here.
Commissioner Spinelli,
Here.
Commissioner Looney,
Here.
Commissioner Gardner,
Here.
Commissioner O'Quinn. Commissioner Krishna. Here. Commissioner Winchester.
Here.
I, the chair, am present, and absent today are Commissioner Anderson and Commissioner O'Quinn. They are both excused. There are no minutes, no special orders of business. I'm assuming speak up if there are any disclosures, since we don't really have a beefy agenda. There probably will not be. Are there any disclosures? All right, there are no disclosures. Moving on to item C2, informational item, case 2020-0119, technical amendments to Title 21, downtown districts. Can we hear the report?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. This is Tom Davis, planner with the Municipal Planning Department. And the Planning Department would like to notify the Planning and Zoning Commission that the department is forwarding the set of technical amendments that you see here in case 2020-0119, technical amendments to the Title 21 downtown districts, forwarding these amendments to the Anchorage Assembly as a corrective action. This is in accordance with the expedited technical amendments procedure in Title 21, Section 21.03.210B5 little c, where a technical amendment to Title 21 is needed to address conflicting provisions, inconsistencies, or unintended consequences associated with the Title 21 rewrite project. This amendment is making some corrective action with respect to a recent Title 21 amendment, which was AO number 2020-38, which became effective on May 28th. And that amendment reformatted the downtown zoning districts, B2A, B2B, and B2C, out of the old Title 21 and into the current Title 21. The ordinance retains the existing requirements in those districts that were in effect under the old Title 21. And since it's become effective, planning staff here has continued to review the reformatted code language as it came into the current Title 21 or any technical issues that could affect developments. Just briefly, the technical corrections stem from how inadvertent ways that the provisions for the newly adopted reformatted downtown provisions are interacting with the way the Title 21 rewrite organized its chapters and sections, particularly with some of the transitional provisions in Title 21 for bringing properties out of old Title 21. Just summarizing the 7 sections of this set of technical amendments in basically a 3-part summary. Basically, they correct some current Title 21 transitional provisions and dates up in Title 21 Chapter 21.01. This is old Title 21 rewrite language. And it's correcting those so they can accommodate the downtown districts. Secondly, in summary, it's addressing some uses that were allowed under the old Title 21 back in the Anchorage Municipal Code of Regulations, set of regulations in the back of Title 21. It was allowed, the uses were allowed by this AMCR provision, but it was overlooked during the Title 21 rewrite as well as during the recent project for the downtown AO this year. So these amendments address those uses. And then lastly and generally, thirdly, we're trying to clarify some references from the downtown districts to Title 21 rewrite definitions and zoning categories. These technical amendments are going to the Assembly for consideration either later this month in August or in September, with that time frame designed to head off any problems before they happen. We haven't had any reports of any issues, but we want to make sure that these are corrected in advance. So this case is to notify the Planning and Zoning Commission in accordance with the technical amendments procedure so that the commission, individual commissioners, commission overall may forward its opinion on the proposed changes to the Assembly for consideration. Thank you, Madam Chair. That's the report.
And just a clarification, we would be looking for a motion to forward this technical amendment to Title 21 to the Assembly for corrective action.
Yes, it's the Commission's choice as to whether to make comments on the technical amendments. If it has no comment, it need not take any action. If it wishes to express its support, it may make a motion to do so. If it has any comments that it wishes to convey, it may include those as well.
Thank you. Commissioners, are there any questions on this matter, or what is the will of the body? Commissioner Krishna.
Yeah, I just have a clarification, which is I understand that there's a phase 2 and phase 3 of this project, and this was part of phase 1. Could you just share again the timeline for the next phases of the downtown code rewrite?
Yes, through the chair. The planning department is currently preparing groundwork to undertake step 2 of the Our Downtown project, which is a targeted update to the Anchorage Downtown Plan. And step 3 will be a project that uses the outcome from the revised downtown plan to make substantive amendments and basically update, modernize the downtown code provisions in Title 21. I don't have a specific time frame for you, and I'm not sure if anybody, any from planning staff on the line might want to add anything there.
Through the chair, this is Carol Wong. We expect step 2 to start off sometime this fall, and we anticipated probably at least taking a year to get through the update of the downtown plan. So probably we'll be coming to the Planning and Zoning Commission next fall, and maybe definitely in the summer with some highlights of what we've heard through the public outreach of the update.
Thank you. Any other questions from the commission? Seeing no other questions from the commission, what is the will of the body? Staff is directed that if we would like to move to forward this technical amendment to Title 21 to the Assembly as a corrective action, that is something that we can do. Would a member of the commission like to make such a motion? Commissioner Gardner.
Yeah, thanks. I'm happy to move, I guess I'll say in case 2020-0119 technical amendments to Title 21 Downtown District, I would move to forward it to the Assembly.
Motion by Commissioner Gardner, seconded by Commissioner Looney. Any discussion?
And I guess I would just comment for the motion that it seems pretty straightforward. We didn't have a lot of discussion or identify any concerns or issues with these technical amendments, and they seem to be consistent with the intent of the technical amendment process.
Thank you. We'll do.
This is Commissioner Strike, and I would just a comment. A vote to move this forward is not necessarily a vote that it has our approval, since this was informational only. So all we're voting on is the commitment to move it forward to the Assembly, which would move anyway with or without a vote. So any vote is not, by voting to move this to the Assembly, we're not recommending this language. We're not recommending this case. At least that's how I would be voting. I would vote to move it forward to the Assembly, but without comment.
Commissioner Gardner, would you like to amend your motion to move forward to the Assembly without comment?
I guess I don't have a strong preference. I had understood that the notion was that the point of the motion was just to, if we wanted to provide any comments that the Assembly could consider and just be aware of.
And so this is Commissioner Strike, and so my comment is, since there was no comment and this moves forward anyway, any vote is redundant.
Yeah, well, I guess, I mean, I think that may be right, except to the extent that I included a comment that that we didn't see any issues or have any concerns with these amendments.
Well, I'd say, and that's why I would query.
Strike, I'm going to, if you have a comment we have people in the queue, one of them being myself, and I'm going to just say that I think Commissioner Gardner's motion is appropriate. He stated a finding in his motion, so that finding would go to the Assembly. And then I believe the next person in the queue is Commissioner Spinelli. Commissioner Spinelli, would you like to speak?
Yeah, I was just going to say that I think that all we're doing is what Commissioner Gardner did state, which is we agree this is the appropriate use of the technical amendment process. We're not weighing in on the code one way or another, other than that, yeah, it's okay to bypass us. So that was my 2 cents.
Thank you, Commissioner Spinelli. Commissioner Strike.
Yeah, and I guess my comment is that's not what I heard. I agree with Commissioner Spinelli, but that's not what I heard how the motion was being processed and being put forth. There is no recommendation being put forth. There is no recommendation being put forth by the Commission to the Assembly regarding this informational only request.
So at this moment, we do have a motion and a second on the floor. I don't see anyone else in the queue looking to amend the motion. I don't see anyone else looking to comment on the motion. So absent that discussion, it looks like we are going to move forward for a vote. However, since I'm letting people know this, I want to give people a chance to weigh in further if need be. If I don't hear anything else, I will call for a vote. Commissioner Looney.
Yeah, I was hoping to further confusion, I guess, is I was kind of leaning towards what the Commissioner Gardner was saying, that we have no problem with this. It's okay to pass it on. In a way, we kind of we're okay with it. No whether we actually say we support it or not, kind of thing. I don't know, but I see that the point that Commissioner Spinelli says that essentially because the technical nature of this amendment, and it's just informational item. I guess really the point is we don't have a problem with it. They can take it to the Assembly, kind of thing. But I don't really recall exactly what Commissioner Gardner's motion specifically said. Was it in support of, or just don't have a problem with it? Could he restate it?
Commissioner Gardner, would you like to restate your motion?
I don't recall exactly what I said. I think it was just to forward it, is what I think I said, and what I intended to say was that we were forwarding it, and that's effectively what the motion was, but then in so doing created the opportunity for the comments that I provided.
Would you like us to, just 1 second.
I'm sorry?
I believe the motion as stated is the motion to forward to the Assembly the technical amendments to Title 21 DT districts as corrective action. That is the current motion as stated. Commissioner Krishna.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be pedantic, but I'm looking at the ordinance. I'm on page 2 of 7, and it says, the planning director has notified the Planning and Zoning Commission of this proposed text amendment to provide the commission opportunity to forward its opinion on the amendments. So I suppose my reading of it is that we're forwarding our opinion, not the actual amendments themselves. So I guess that my question would be if we had an opinion to forward.
So the way I see it right now, there are two ways that we can move forward. We can move forward with the motion as stated, or we can move forward with a motion to amend, which would make the motion restate, motion to forward to the Assembly support of the technical amendments of Title 21 downtown districts as a corrective action. As the chair, I am not able to pursue a path, but I currently have the motion as stated. If there's someone that would like to make a motion to amend, that is an option. However, if there is not a comment or a motion from staff, we will proceed with a vote on the motion as stated. I am taking the silence as the commission not wanting to add the word support in this motion as stated. If a commissioner would like to make a motion to amend, now would be the time.
This is Commissioner Looney.
Commissioner Spinelli. Sorry, Commissioner Looney. Commissioner Spinelli is currently in the queue. Commissioner Spinelli.
Yeah, I'll try to help here. I would like to make a motion to amend the motion to say that Planning and Zoning Commission has no objection to the use of the technical amendment process for this case 2020-0119.
Thank you, Commissioner Spinelli. Just because we are working on a new system over here, could you perhaps repeat that motion for our staff?
Okay, I would like to make the motion to amend in case 2020-0119 for the motion to state Planning and Zoning Commission supports the use of the technical amendment process to Title 21 for this item for the Assembly to consider.
Second.
Just as a second, we currently have motion to amend in case 2020-0119, the Planning and Zoning Commission support of the use of the technical I'm guessing it would be technical amendments to Title 21 to the Assembly as a corrective action. Is that how you stated it, Commissioner Spinelli?
Sounds good.
All right, thank you for your patience with that. We're working on a new system, so it's taking things a little bit longer over here. So we currently have a motion to amend on the as stated. Commissioner Looney, I believe, has a second. Would anyone like to discuss this matter?
This is Commissioner Strike.
Commissioner Strike?
Yes, thank you. I would support that motion. I think it brings clarity. I think that at the original motion as presented, I would have abstained from any vote as there were no previous comments or opinions expressed. So behind Commissioner Spinelli's motion, I can get behind that, and I would vote yes.
All right, I'm going to check with staff to see if we're ready to proceed with the vote.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. It seems fine to me. I have nothing to add. Thank you.
Please stand by. All right, we're ready to call for a vote, and this is the vote on the motion to amend. Commissioner Strike?
Yes.
Commissioner Spinelli?
Yeah.
Commissioner Looney?
Yes.
Commissioner Gardner?
Yes.
Commissioner Krishna?
Yes.
Commissioner Winchester?
Yes.
I also vote yes, and that motion passes. We now have the main motion, which is essentially the same as our motion to amend. But would anyone else like to speak to this amended motion? Seeing no one in the queue, I'm going to check with staff to see if we're ready to call for a vote. It was moved by Commissioner Gardner, second by Commissioner Looney. All right, I believe we are ready for a vote. Commissioner Strike?
Yes.
Commissioner Spinelli?
Yeah.
Commissioner Looney?
Yes.
Commissioner Gardner?
Yes.
Commissioner Krishna?
Yes.
Commissioner Winchester?
Yes.
And I also vote yes, so that motion passes. I would like to thank staff for, staff, but I was going to say thank the commission for making this a complicated motion so that staff could get practice, because this is a new system. And so that was all for a very useful exercise, even if it may have seemed frustrating. And so you helped us all out over on this end, and we'll be better the next time around. With that being said, I believe that is the rest of our agenda for the night. So if someone would like to make another motion. Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Krishna, seconded by Commissioner Winchester. Seeing no objections, staff is just figuring out if we can adjourn in our system. It was moved by Commissioner Krishna and seconded by Commissioner Winchester. Commissioner Winchester. And seeing no objections, we are officially adjourned. Thank you guys for bearing with us with the new technology on this end.